The U.S. Air Force (USAF) is testing the avionics and other subsystems of the Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider on an undisclosed surrogate aircraft while the first example of the stealth bomber is built simultaneously. The service believes the effort will keep development of the flying wing aircraft on schedule, says Randall Walden, Director and Program Executive Officer for the USAF's Rapid Capabilities Office, on a Mitchell Institute conference call with reporters. "We have a flight test aircraft that we've been hosting some of those subsystems on to buy down the risk so that the first time it's introduced into an air environment is not on the bomber," he says. "We're doing it in a parallel approach, working out some of the bugs with the software as well as the subsystems. And then all of that great knowledge is going to go in when we integrate it into the bomber." Despite difficulties posed by the coronavirus, the B-21 is progressing well and remains on track to make its first flight in December 2021, says Randall. However, anticipating that there could be problems, the USAF is trying to find issues early. "I think the higher risk is not doing parallel subsystem testing, and hoping that we get it installed correctly and it works from day one on the flight test bed," says Randall. "One thing we have learned is, when you can buy down risk with subsystems, even on another platform, no matter what it is, you get into the air and use some of the software and work those bugs out. It goes a long way when you first put it on the final system." The B-21's first flight is expected to be from Air Force Plant 42 in Palmdale, California, where it is being built, to its testing site at Edwards Air Force Base. The flight is a short distance north across the southern Californian Mojave Desert, about 19 nanometers (35 kilometers). One of three legs of the USA's nuclear triad, a deterrence strategy based on the ability to launch nuclear strikes from aircraft, submarines and ground-based ballistic missiles. The B-21 is to replace the USAF's aging fleets of Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit and Rockwell B-1 Lancer bombers. The service wants to buy at least 100 examples of the Raider. The Air Force has not announced IOC or FOC dates for the B-21. While Wetherington said that COVID-19 restrictions have so far kept him from visiting Northrop Grumman's Palmdale plant, which is building the first B-21 test jet, he plans to visit and has talked with program officials on the jet's progress. "So far we think that the program is on track and coming in under or at the unit cost we thought it would come in at, which is great, and we think it's going to deliver capabilities because we have a strong set of requirements that underpin it," he said. "Everything I hear is positive. I'm looking forward to getting out there and seeing it. I think like anything though, especially today, the avionics, the communications, that backbone that's going to provide information, that's going to share information, that's going to connect to other systems, those are absolutely vital capabilities. I think we all know that B-21 is going to bring some unique characteristics in terms of its low observable capabilities, in terms of its weapons, and all of those things, but it's those other capabilities, that are very complex and that we've developed over the last several years that will be interesting to see how that turns out." The Air Force is flying the avionics on a testbed aircraft, rather than the B-21 test jet, in an effort to reduce program risk and resolve software and subsystem bugs, per Randall Walden, the director of the Air Force Rapid Capabilities Office. "Another thing I'm absolutely interested in is the training and crew force kind of integration with the jet," Wetherington said on August 31. "How do we prepare people to fly it? How do they understand and learn, as they're flying? How do we debrief? How do we get them ready access to information to help them improve and become stronger, become better?" So I am headed down to Northrop Grumman in Melbourne, Florida, to talk to the team about some of the training systems and debrief capabilities and other aspects of the platform that are really important to the crew force going forward. That's how we're going to build and train the best operators in the B-21 we can possibly have." The Air Force has said that Ellsworth AFB, South Dakota is likely to be the first base to receive the B-21 and a training unit. While the service's objective is to field 100 B-21s, operational demands may drive that goal up to 145 or more.